Ladies and gentlemen, inductee Bill Wharton. The father of the Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame, Coach Bill Wharton, called the first organizational meeting in November 2000 at Reed's Restaurant in Guntersville. Coach Jerry Dugan of Huntsville and the Madison County Sports Hall of Fame was the invited guest. Those Marshall Countyans invited by Wharton formed the first board of directors and were among the 400 plus in attendance at the sold-out charter class induction June 8, 2002. Bill Wharton grew up in the mill village called Huntsville Park and attended the old Joe Bradley School in Huntsville from grades 1 through 8. Bill participated in 7th and 8th grade basketball before moving to Madison when he was 15 years old. Here they are, the Huntsville All-Stars 1964 District 8 champions. On the back row, third from the left, Bill Wharton. The coach, first on the back row left, is Bill Homer, longtime Huntsville Recreation Director. When young Bill was 15, as we said, the family moved to Madison, and there he played on the Sparkman varsity basketball team, which had a record of 53-6 from 1966 through 1968. What about that record? 53-6. And with leapers like number 42 here, Billy Boy, no wonder. Look who gets to escort the homecoming queen. Our man, Billy Wharton. The queen is Linda, Miss Sparkman High, and a beauty queen. Well, Linda and Billy started dating at 15 and would remain together for what looks like a lifetime. It's been 37 years. They married when she was 19 and Billy 20. That was 32 years ago. From the newspaper story, it reports Billy has picked John C. Calhoun Junior College from the 5 scholarships offered to him. He averaged 15 points per game last year for Sparkman High and was also co-captain of the team. Bill at Sparkman was all-county and all-area before moving on to Calhoun Junior College. He was a 2-year starter, which included a Northern Division championship. Wharton gave up the opportunity to attend Jacksonville State. He then married Linda and 2 years later graduated from Athens State College. During Bill's senior year as a student teacher, he was assigned to Huntsville High School, where he helped with both the JV and varsity teams. And during this time, the JV coach became ill, and Bill coached the JV for half the season. In May of 1972, the varsity boys coach at Huntsville High became the assistant principal, and Bill Wharton, at age 21, was selected as the head coach, not much older than some of his players. Young Bill was to become an outstanding coach, selected as the Huntsville News Coach of the Year 1973-74 All-City Basketball Team, Bill Wharton, Huntsville High School, and the certificate is signed by Philip Marshall of the News. From 1974 to 1992, he coached at Arab, where he was 3 times named Marshall County's Coach of the Year, and his team won 3 county championships. 18 of his players went on to play college basketball, including 2 in the Southeastern Conference. Michael Busby at Auburn for Tommy Joe Eagles. Mark Farmer played at Alabama for Wimp Sanderson. Mark Farmer also played in the pros. In the CBA, played for Tampa and Minnesota. The 1989 Nanny Arabian Nights opened the season with 17 straight wins before ending the season at 24-6. Wharton's teams won a total of 359 while losing only 154. Coach Wharton told us this story about the squad from '89-90. They had been receiving phone calls each week from a writer with the USA Today, and he had Arab in the honorable mention group just below the nation's top 25. Arab at 17-0 was the only unbeaten team in any class in Alabama, and the very next morning, following a 62-60 loss, the writer calls again. He tells Bill he's going to move Arab up into the top 25 in America. Well, Coach Wharton said, I've got some news for you. We lost last night. Just missed out on being in the America's elite top 25 in the USA Today, but still a great season for a scrappy bunch of kids from Arab, Alabama, as they went on to a 24-6 record. The following year, another team brought him special recognition from the home folks, a certificate from the mayor, Johnny Hart, and the city council. And those players mentioned on the certificate were Michael Busby, Russell Elrod, Scott Bannister, Brent Hunt, Timothy Grace, Marcus Flack, Stephen Patterson, Jason Porch, Andrew Kelly, Shane Hyde, Perry Casey, Patrick Lemons, and the assistant coach, Greg Wilson. Since 1992, Wharton has built a reputation as a strong administrator while serving as principal at the following schools: Union Grove, DAR Middle, Arab Junior, and Gunnersville High Schools. Here he is at a recent Gunnersville graduation when each one of the seniors placed beads around his neck. Bill and Linda with their children. The daughter, Kelly, between her parents, is a University of Alabama graduate with a degree in English and has been teaching in Nashville. Currently, she is employed with a marketing firm in Nashville. The son, Josh, to the right, taught and coached for 1 year at Gunnersville's Cherokee. His 7th graders won the county championship. Today, young Josh is a first-year medical student at UAB, and he has wedding plans for this August. Ladies and gentlemen, our inductee, Coach Bill Wharton.
Thank you. Coach Sloan, I know now why we could never guard Rod. He jumped over us and several other things, along with Tony and some of those outstanding teams you had at Albertville. First, I want to congratulate all the inductees. What an outstanding class they are. I want to thank the Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame and the board and officers. Thank you for a job well done. Done a great job. I want to thank the Huntsville City Schools who gave me an opportunity to coach at 21. I'm not naive enough to believe at 21 I was such an outstanding prospect, just no one else wanted the job. But I enjoyed 2 years at Huntsville and then moved on to Arab. I'd like to thank the Arab City School System for the 21 years of enjoyment as a coach and as an administrator. I'm deeply appreciative of that. I want to thank Charlie Edmonds, who had enough confidence in me to hire an overactive basketball coach to be the principal at Union Grove my first year in administration. To Mr. Andy Lee and the Gunnersville Board of Education for allowing me to have the honor of being the principal at such a fine high school as Gunnersville High School. I'm deeply appreciative. To all the outstanding young men and women I have been associated with, especially the 18 years as a basketball coach at Arab High School, I truly have never enjoyed anything more than coaching. This was a great group of young men, and I will always remember those guys. Most of all, I'd like to thank my family, Callie, who I regularly missed her activities so I could be with my teams, and she's not letting me forget it either. Josh, who I wanted to coach, but his mom knew better, and he was much better off with Coach Tidmore. Most of all, I'd like to thank my wife, Linda, who has attended for at least 400 to 500 basketball games, and who had the understanding to know what it was like to be a coach's wife. I also have a note here to answer the questions. Does he act like at home like he did on the court? And her answer was usually yes. I want to share one experience with you. The first time I took a team in Marshall County, 1974 season, we lined up and we traveled to Albertville for the first game. I've been in a tough league in Huntsville, Butler, Lee, Johnson, Grissom, tough coaches. Jerry Dugan was at Lee, some other outstanding coaches. I really didn't know a great deal about Marshall County nor Albertville or Gunnersville basketball. We load up and we go play Albertville the first game. Of course, Coach Sloan is the coach, and I'm not too worried about anything at that point in time. I thought I was pretty good. I found out real quickly that I wasn't. But we line up and start to play, and I noticed Coach Sloan's up. He's yelling and hollering. I said, this guy is going to out yell and holler me. So I getting on the officials pretty good. Didn't know the officials. Right before halftime, I jump on one of the officials, Mr. Neil Crump. I followed Mr. Crump to the dressing room, and of course I knew I was in trouble because they always dressed in Shannon's dressing room, or Shannon's office. That was the first dead giveaway right there. But I followed Neil almost to the dressing room, and I got there, and I was getting on Neil pretty good, and he looked around, looked me square in the eye, and said, "Coach," he said, "you're just mad because we're ahead." Again, I'm deeply honored, and thank you very much.